say, man, it's about that time to set the tone. And for those of you that are already initiated, ain't nothing to do but just sit back. And for those of you that aren't, I'd like to welcome you to the Priceless Lounge. And we're gonna get to the shit that you came here for in a minute. But first, I want us all to get on the right vibration, man. That's probably my favorite beat I ever made, man. That motherfucker feels good, don't it? So you gotta understand that I don't know what city, state, country, continent, density, dimension that you living in, but where I'm at, it's a beautiful Thursday, man. And I was born on a Thursday. It's a day of miracles. And as I was saying earlier, humility ain't never been my strong suit. And it ain't never gonna be. And that's alright. I got Venus in Leo. But that ain't what we came here for, man. You see me? I see you. I'm a whole vibe, man. You're a whole vibe. Do you know it? All I'm doing is playing my part in some shit that I myself scripted out. Same thing. It's something about when I get in that purple, man. I feel regal. I don't think I could ever rap to this, man. In my head I am. But that motherfucker's just delightful. It's about that time to open up your ear and let me crawl into your mind, though. That oboe. What it was, y'all. Y'all already know who it is, man. And I got a hat somewhere around here. Y'all tuned in with Priceless Knowledge Yourself. And this right here, this ain't shit but a little cosmic insight, man. And look, man, that was all fun. That was all gravy, but it's time to get down to business. And what I mean by that is this right here. This is a little something about those people that have Saturn in the 6th house of their natal chart. Yeah. And before we actually get to that, you already know my style, man. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to bring y'all a little information on what Saturn is in astrology. Then after that, I'm going to give y'all a little quick breakdown on what the 6th house of the astrological chart is all about. And then after that, you know, I'm going to bring it to a culmination like I do, man. I'll bring that climax on. So let's go ahead and get it started, and I'm gonna stop playing. So, oh, that shit. I dropped something, y'all. And so, let me say that, man. If you didn't know by now, man, Saturn is the motherfucking resident taskmaster and disciplinarian of the zodiac, man. And it ain't gonna never make shit easy at all, man. And being the ruler of the sign Capricorn in the 10th house of the zodiac, man, it's gonna make you put the work in if you ever want to see any type of tangible, true results, man. And that's what it wants to give you, is real results, man. Like the priceless message of Jesus Christ himself, man, who preached, about being fishers of men. We're going to apply it in a different way. If Jupiter gives you a fish and blesses you for a day, you all right? What Saturn is going to do is Saturn is going to put you through some shit. It's going to teach you to fish and you'll never be hungry again. Yeah, it's that real. And so, I can also say that it rules the sign of Aquarius in the 11th house of the zodiac chart to a smaller degree because it's co-ruled by Uranus. But that says that it's okay to yearn to conquer the world too. That's what it says to me anyway. And Saturn is also all about time and all of its usefulness and all of its limitations. So it rules over old age too and the lessons that could teach us. And wherever Saturn shows up in the chart, it shows where you feel most restricted, where you feel obligations, where you feel fears, where you might see delays. And the sign placement, of Saturn shows the type of energy connected with your obligations. And the house placement in the natal chart, it shows the area of life that you feel restricted in, that you feel most restricted in, or that you might see the most delays in, or that you might, just have to learn to work the hardest to get the things that are coming to you, man. But the thing is, once it's taught you how to get it, it ain't going nowhere, man. That's something that sticks with you. It's going to bless you, man. When I was young and I thought like a child, man, I was scared of Saturn. I didn't understand it. But then, the older I got and after that return and as I've matured, especially here in the last year or so, man, Saturn is my favorite. Because it's the truth, man. It's the truth. It's going to show you how to do it. When you talk about getting it out the mud, Saturn going to make you get it out the mud, man. That's what's going to make you get it out the mud. If you want to talk about, pressure, you know what I'm saying? Saturn is pressure, man. Saturn is pressure, man. You know what I'm saying? Pressure can turn a coal into a diamond, man. How the fuck you think I got right here? I'm going to shut the fuck up. But anyway, man, and when we talk about the aspects of Saturn, it shows the most direct involvement of any other areas of life with feelings of responsibility or where you have a lot of fears at. And lastly, Saturn takes about 28 to 32 years to traverse the whole zodiac and come to the place where it was at the moment of your birth. And, when it hits that place, that's called a Saturn return. And at those times, around that time, you're going to face a lot of trying times, man, and, the pressure is going to become even tighter because when you come out the other side of that, man, that's when you have evolved a little bit and your character has just, taken the next step. And then, it's going to come around again later on. So don't think that. And there's all kinds of returns. But, that's what the Saturn return is all about. And, it could bring on really tough times or it could, kind of ease up some of the restrictions that you see through, putting you through some more tough times. So that's just kind of what it's about, man. Saturn is pressure, man. Pressure. And so when we talk about the 6th house, the 6th house is ruled by Mercury and the sign of Virgo. And it's all about our health. It's all about service to others, our day-to-day routines, our work ethic, and our style of work. The 6th relates to discipleship and mastery alongside the ability to overcome obstacles, man, and actually produce the fruits of our achievements. Planets in the 6th either manifest as blessings or challenges to your well-being and your health, or, indications of how you get down in the workplace, or, the 6th could also be, the 6th could show your enemies. Yeah. People don't say that a lot. The 6th could show, your sense of duty, things like that, man. That's the 6th house, man. And so this is an earth house. So the first thing I'm going to tell you about this one is actually that, Saturn kind of really does well in the 6th house. So its effects will kind of come across a lot more subtly and, gradually. But either way, it's going to have its struggles like any other fucking Saturn placement, man. And, the ones that these are going to have to become when it comes to these folks in particular is, their struggle to find a daily life that feels sane. Yeah. Yeah. And, they got to learn how to organize the right ingredients for a healthy and fulfilled rhythm in their everyday life, man, or it's going to, probably have adverse health effects on them. And, these are the motherfuckers that, have such a strong desire and such a drive to work that they're almost always guaranteed to pile too much on their motherfucking plate. Yeah. And that's really what I'm going to say is like a lifelong lesson for these people is for them to learn to see the value in taking it easy and giving themselves a break. Good luck with that. Good luck with that with Saturn in the 6th. Another thing, I want y'all to take into perspective though, is the word sane has the same root as sanitation, man. And so with these motherfuckers, one of their top preoccupations, man, is going to be with cleanliness and being able to purify and detox and wind down. So, with Saturn here, it's going to manifest in a motherfucker who's probably OCD just a motherfucking little bit, especially in, the order of their shit in their day-to-day routines. Maybe probably be meticulous about their health. There's all kinds of ways that could be, man. And, order makes them feel in control. And that's cool to a certain extent, And, but when it comes, when that becomes a fucking rigid need, that can become unhealthy, man. Moderation, my friend. That's really a big key word here, man. And what I see usually, is that 6th house Saturn people usually come from a fucking pretty chaotic upbringing where, they never have the chance to make healthy choices for whatever reason. And, that status quo was probably extremely healthy for them and maybe even, created disease or was potentially even killing them, man. And, Saturn is trying to let them know to restructure that shit before it's too late, because Saturn is about time and he always has time in mind, man. And the thing with that is, breaking up old habits, it brings up subconscious fears. And, replacing them with healthy ones, that requires courage that doesn't, come as easily in this case, in some of these scenarios for these people as everybody else. And their worry warts, and that affects their health. And the paradox with them is that they really do thrive when there's order and steady day-to-day progress and whatever the fuck they're doing. They're just going to have to learn that mixing it up every now and then and, doing something a little different, that can help in refinement of whatever they're doing and perfection, which is really always the goal with any 6th house placement. It's about this seeking of perfection, or Virgo energy, that too, man. And I can say that alone makes this definitely workable because, Saturn does like to get into a routine. Saturn likes to take the necessary steps. That's what Saturn is all about, man. And plus, Virgo energy or 6th house energy, this is more mutable earth energy where Saturn is, cardinal earth energy. And so they go well, man. This would just go well. This would be a trine. And, on a more serious note though, 6th house Saturn for me though, it speaks to health issues, even health crisis, man, to be honest. And in some instances, that could be as dramatic as finding themselves, staring the Reaper right in the face, look, knocking on death's door, And, Saturn is the planet of aging and the limits of the lifespan. And when it's in this house, they're going to face ordeals that really fucking signify the mind, body, spirit, interdependence, man. And, but I can say that the gift of Saturn in this situation is facing death and then taking charge of the earthly vessel so that, these are the people who also learn to take their health extremely seriously. And, they're also probably very meticulous about it in all aspects of the mind, body, spirit complex. You get what I'm saying? And another thing I want to address about Saturn in the 6th house people is how hard they are on them fucking selves, man. You know, they're always on their own head, and them self-critical ass thoughts can become a way of life that rob a motherfucker of joy, man. And it's a motherfucker to break out of that type of shit, man. And, you know, they're probably the type, the reason where this comes from is that they're probably the type that had a lot of heavy responsibilities from a very early age, whether they had to get a job really young because the money wasn't right or for whatever reason. And, you know, when you feel you're not consistent or doing enough, you know, they're the type that when they start feeling that, they start breaking themselves down. And, you know, I shouldn't have to tell you that ain't fucking healthy. I really shouldn't. And, you know, Saturn also speaks to delays, y'all. And when it's placed here in the natal chart, I can say it can create delays in being recognized for, you know, the efforts at work, whether it be a raise or a promotion. It just kind of seems like it doesn't come like it should for them, like it has for other people. And whether that's right or wrong, I'm going to tell you this, man, like I would just say to stay down and be patient. And don't see it as an excuse to just become this workaholic and do too much, because that ain't going to help either, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just going to take time. But as with Saturn, it will eventually and gradually come if you allow it to. Plus, you got to remember, man, that just because you built like that, man, you don't have to build like that, okay? Like, you don't have to feed into the negativity. You don't have to allow Saturn to restrict anything in your life. You don't have to allow, because we have all this energy available to us in all aspects, y'all. What you do with it is what you do with it. And even beyond that, it ain't even what you do. It's about how you do it, man. And that's a lesson that I've learned the hard way in my life. And so that's why I'm here speaking it to you, man. Hey, man, I appreciate all the love and support, man. If y'all are interested in the astrological readings whatsoever, you can either hit me up in the comments below or email me at mr.turner1300@gmail.com, man. Hey, man, y'all hit that like button. Share this motherfucker. Subscribe, man. Hit the bell icon. You know what I'm saying? So you can get notified when I drop some new shit, man. Hey, man, we got one more video left in this Saturn series, man. Y'all finna get it in just a sec. So, hey, man. Y'all keep it true till I be back, man, with a little something about those people that have Saturn in the 10th house of their natal chart. So, we'll talk about it.